everyone's gone through a friendship divorce. It's like when your friendship, like a friend group breaks up, or when one of your personal friendships breaks up, or like your relationship breaks up, and then it's who gets visitation of the friends. Freshman year, I lost visitation because I was dating a junior, and he, I was friends with his friend group, basically. I actually told him I didn't want to be friends with his friend group at first because I just wanted to hang out with him. And I was worried that, like, I wouldn't get along with them, and I didn't want to, like, make things weird. But then I did hang out with them, and I liked them. So I lost visitation there. But some of his friends were actually my friends first. We both met them in, like, elementary school. But we met them in different... It was so weird. So I lost most of the friends in that one, which was okay because, like, you know, it's your established group. I'm not too picky. And then sophomore year, nothing much there. Junior year, I lost the entire, like, theater department at my high school, blacklisted from talking to me because I went on one date with a sophomore when I was a junior, and I thought, you know, whatever, I'm not even attracted to feminine presenting people. I was just like, this is a thing I'm supposed to do, I guess. You know? Like, this is a thing I'm supposed to do. I liked them. Like, they were a cool person. I wasn't, like, attracted to them, though. I lost a friendship divorce in that one. But I won my sister. She didn't get turned. Which I'm pretty thankful about. And then there was my best friends. My ex-best friends. If they're watching this, they'll know who they are. Fell out with my ex-best friend. I don't know if she knows this, but we are falling out very officially, and might I add. Because I genuinely don't think she could name one thing about me. I don't think she could name my favorite color, my greatest fear. She actually hasn't, like, said a word to me in over 6 months. I think the last time we had a conversation was October. I don't think that's 6 months. 5 months? It's like we actually haven't had a conversation since October. And we have this, like, thing where it's like every time she falls apart, she comes back to me because I put her life back together. And I fix her problems, or I give her advice on stuff. And for a while, that's what worked because I liked being needed. But that's not what works now, and that's not something that's sustainable for me. I don't want to put my life on pause for her every single time she needs it. And that really sucks because I met her in 4th or 5th grade, and I spent, like, the formative years of my adolescence attaching the role of best friend to every single facet of my identity, like, as it developed. So kind of realizing, like, hey, this isn't how best friends treat each other was a rude awakening for me. She might have been my best friend, but I was not her best friend, and I was never her first priority. And if she can't even do things that would be healthy for herself, I don't know why I thought she would do things that would be healthy for me as well. Which is kind of the thing you have to realize sometimes. You can't expect people to get healthy for you. That's such an inherently selfish thing to think, and that's something I wish I had understood sooner. But so we fell out because over the summer, I went on a beach trip with her family and our other mutual best friend. And her parents, her mother and her father and her stepmother, approached me, and they were like, hey, can you talk to her about some of these things, because we've been trying to, like, you know, give her advice on this, but she's not taking it from us, and you're her best friend. Hopefully she'll take it from you, because we know she holds you in a high regard. So I was like, sure, I love her. I want her to be the best person she could be. So I go to her, and I'm like, hey, we need to have a conversation. I'm not there was like two things I want to talk about. I want to talk about the stuff that her parents, like, you know, kind of asked me, which is concerns I also had. And then there was also stuff that I wanted to, you know, kind of talk to her about because I didn't feel comfortable with the way she was treating me, because she was and still is friends with a bunch of people who treat me like absolute garbage. Shocker. So I said, hey, like, these things hurt, and I'm not asking you to, about like the friends thing, I was like, hey, this hurts. I'm not asking you to drop all of these people as friends, but it really sucks that you prioritize them over me when we're supposed to be best friends. Also, her boyfriend's like a hardcore conservative Republican, and I spent the better first half of their relationship like literally forcibly pulling that man into a more liberal viewpoint, like through arguments, which he wouldn't be able to win because he's MAGA conservative. And I'm a really good debater, and I have facts and evidence on my side. And, you know, I kind of stopped that because I was like, hey, I actually fucking hate this. Like, I genuinely fucking hate this. I don't like having arguments with my best friend's boyfriend about my right to exist. So yeah. But anyway, I was like, hey, I don't really like the way you've been treating me. Can we kind of fix this? And also, I'm worried about you. And she got really mad at me for that. And she was like, hey, I think you've overstepped your boundaries. I don't want you to do, like, to give me advice on this when I haven't asked for it. And I'm like, I'm sorry. I thought you, like, I was just like, I'm sorry. That's very consistently the only thing you've relied upon me for is for me to fix your fucking life. So, I'm trying to do that, and, you know, you don't want me to, so that's fine. And then our mutual best friend, because after she told me that, like, that she didn't want me to give her that, like, to tell her about that kind of stuff, I was like, okay, and I didn't text her or our mutual best friend for, like, a week. I kind of just, like, I went radio silent on everything, and that's not, you know, a good thing to do, but also, I kind of just got told to fuck off, so I feel entitled to do that for, you know, a little bit of time. Get cornered by the mutual friend, she's like, why are you ignoring us, etc, 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 and I'm like, I didn't think you wanted to talk to me. It was this whole thing. But anyway, our mutual friend never looked at me the same after that. It was like everything I felt or thought was inherently skewed by a ratio of like 100. So like if I stubbed my toe and it only hurt a little bit, I would make it seem like it was like the greatest pain in the world. Like, that was kind of the viewpoint she felt I had on stuff. And it was like a whole, at one point she was like, you need to go back to therapy, which is an insane thing to say to someone. Like, there is, like, you can approach them and you can say, hey, like, I am worried about you. I feel like these are some issues. Like, I feel like you might be having some issues recently, and if you want space to talk about them, like, you should be able to talk about them with me. And, I didn't need to go back to therapy. Like, going to therapy is nice. Everyone has problems. And I did go back to see my therapist, but that was because I needed a medical letter, and not because I'm mentally damaged. I mean, I am, but, like, I'm managing stuff. I manage things. That's how I exist. So anyway, lost her and the friendship divorce because she took the side of our, best friend, and she was like, oh, wow, I can't believe you would have a human reaction and human emotions to stuff. Which really sucked, because these were two people that I thought were my best friends. And earlier in the video, I mentioned I don't think my best friend knows, or my ex-best friend knows, my greatest fear. And my greatest fear is that someone will see me for everything I am, like, me entirely, and they'll just decide I'm not worth loving, and they'll just walk away. And it might not even be abruptly. It's just the process of getting to know someone and then having them just fade out of your life because they don't think that you're worthy of loving. That is like the most traumatic and like stressing thing to me. Like, I'm genuinely, that is like a really big fear I have. And I'm pretty sure, not my best friend, but like our mutual best friend, I'm pretty sure she knew that was my fear and she still did it anyway. Which, it's fine. I'm not everyone's cup of tea. But the formative way that she used to look at me like I was the stars. I was everything. She was always excited to talk to me, to hang out, and then slowly, it was just, not even slowly, it was just after that, after what happened over the summer, she just, never again. It was like the light, whenever she looked at me, the light that used to be there just had been killed. I killed it, I guess. Which, it's a sucky thing to see, but at the end of the day, like, we're all gonna have different interpretations about events. So I didn't win the friendship divorce on that one. As it stands, I really don't think I can do another friendship divorce anytime soon, partly because I don't really have friends. I don't have a solid friend group. Like, if I had a solid friend group, I'd be more worried about, like, a friendship divorce. But I don't really have that, so it's fine. I just think that the concept of friendship divorces are really funny, because if we kind of just all went at it with a D20, and rolled for, like, who gets to pick, I think we could solve them in a much less messy fashion. Or if, like, everyone just had, like, a courtroom-style argument, because I genuinely believe that my case has been misrepresented so many times. And, like, at the end of the day, I kind of just think that the key takeaway from this is, like, if you had a genuine friend, or someone you thought was your genuine friend, and you lost them in the friendship divorce, there is no either. They were not your friend. Because a true friend would understand, like, no matter what they're being told, like, hey, that's not my friend. Like, if they are actually your friend, they will understand, like, hey, that like, what you're telling me does not sound like my friend. And they would ask you, and they would double check their sources. They'd be like, hey, like, this is what so-and-so is saying is going down. Like, is that actually what happened? Or, like, what's your perspective on stuff? And, of course, you're not always going to be able to find or reconcile, a solid viewpoint between the two perspectives. But if it's, like, your closest friend, you should know them well enough to be able to tell when someone's lying about them. Which is what I wish all of my other ex-friends did. Honestly, not really. Because, like I said, if they didn't realize that what was being said about me was a lie, or if they just didn't want to be around me, that's fine. Like, that's their choice. I would say their loss, but I don't know. It's weird. I don't think I'm, like, a particularly entertaining person to be around. I think I can be interesting, and I can be entertaining sometimes, but I'm not the most particularly funny. I have a very dry and, like, sardonic, sarcastic sense of humor. I'm probably the most personable whenever I've got the right amount of caffeine in me. And it's, late, but, like, late as in I've consumed caffeine and I am still very much wide awake, and not late as in, like, tired. So the process of making friends is something that I actually am very scared of, but am simultaneously looking forward to, because in college, my car light just went out. I turn my car back on for that. I just know that it'll be so much better in college. Which is, again, what I'm looking forward to, like I've mentioned several times. But shout out every single person that's dropped me. in my life, because y'all low-key have caused me to do a lot of self-reflection, and I feel like I'm a better person because of that. Even though a lot of those times like genuinely weren't my fault. like they weren't. The other thing like people have to realize is when you get dropped by friends, 98% of the time it's more compatibility issues than like actual like you doing anything wrong. I mean, sometimes you will do stuff wrong and that's okay, but a true friend would work with you on like if you did something wrong, and they wouldn't just abandon you. That's my 2 cents on it. If you've ever won a friendship divorce, or like it like worked out positively for you, let me know because I need some tips. Anyway, love y'all. It's night outside, so I hope everyone has an amazing night, and I will see you all tomorrow on my channel. I don't know why I said I'd see you all tomorrow. I just felt like I should. But good night.